soldiers from the sky, fearless men who jump and die. Men who do just what they say, the brave men of the Green Beret, silver wings.
Welcome to the United Constitutional Patriots radio show, our special edition show tonight. This is our second show today, and Johnny and Chuck will be hosting the show tonight. Now, we will be reporting on what's going on in Mexico and a few other issues that are pending that we have to take care of in the United States as well. I will now turn the microphone over to Johnny. So, here's Johnny.
Thank you, Pete, and welcome to the United Constitutional Patriot Radios, everybody. We have an emergency broadcast, our second one today. Normally, we would have our guests, but the situation takes precedence over everything. Most of you have already heard about what's going on the border and down in Mexico, where we have the caravan trying to get up here. Well, news we just got a little bit earlier is that they're saying some turned back. I don't know if they did or not. We're not going to take any chances. They were gassed on the bridge by the border, by the federales in Mexico. And a lot of them dove in the water off the bridge they're on. We got pictures of it posted in a radio show, but they're still headed this direction. However, we put a call out to all patriots across the United States of America. We are asking for boots on the ground. Patriot Calgary will give you some of the information on one of the areas where they're needed in California, and she will give phone calls, numbers, contacts, where people can contact that want to help us. If you can help with donations for gas cards, stuff like this. We just got a phone call a little while ago. One of the men that is on his way. He made it as far as Alberto, and this is how dedicated this man is. He was going to sell his trailer to get the gas, to get the rest of the way. He ran out of gas. Thank God we got a few donations. We don't have a lot of funds in yet, but we have donations. We're able to wire him money to get him to where he's going to meet in Columbus, New Mexico, where he's going to meet up with our teams there, which will be Jim Payton, General Jim Payton. The numbers, call, he will meet with you. He has been in contact with the Border Patrol. Border Patrol has given us clearance completely. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. Border Patrol said the area that they're going to is very dangerous. But you know what? We're veterans. We fought in wars. We know what it's about. And they said that they're not putting any restrictions on us. Word is it that they have snipers through that area that have infiltrated and come in ahead of everybody. And our job at this point right now will be to try to locate these people and verify a lot of stuff that has been said and done. However, we do know they're headed this way, all up and down the border. They're also asking help in other states, on the border states. But what we need is men that truly care about America, want to save our country from these leeches, is the way I'm going to put it. But these are not just normal people coming. They are trained soldiers, that's Soros trained, coming from South America. We need as many men as possible to deploy to New Mexico. Our border has been the most open of all the states. We have men on the border that have been down there, but now it's a new ball game. The gloves are off. We do have military troops being deployed by the president that are being deployed to the borders, and we're to hold the line till they can get there. We need your help, people. We need men. We need boots on the ground. People that are not keyboard warriors, want to be a part of our country and want to keep our country free. With that little bit, I'm going to turn this over to, I'm going to turn it over to Greg first. Greg, you want to fill him in on any of this?
Sure, Johnny. As to the people that are going there, we want to remind them that the nights are very cold, and you want to be prepared for hot days and cold nights. And there aren't any amenities around there. There's no 7-Eleven. So you pretty much got to be packed and ready to go with everything that you're going to need. You want to contact the numbers that we posted. It's also posted on my page at Love Tour Music Wave for Patriot groups that want to join us down there. They've got a very long stretch. We're trying to back up, basically plug holes where the military and border patrol can't cover, and the areas are too wide, and that allows the border patrol to cover areas where they can concentrate on these main areas they come in. But these vast swaths of open land where people can just come right through is where the Patriots are going to be needed. Now, the big story here is that 100 ISIS terrorists were picked up trying to cross the border. And our guest here earlier in the day told you that he's been working on the border there for 10 years. And he told you that he had picked up 10 Syrians and 2 Turks, enemy combatants. So this is no longer a situation of immigration or people trying to break immigration. These are enemy combatants. This is an act of war, basically. So this falls under the military, that this is an invasion. This isn't immigration. This is invasion. And we know that the cartels have been heavily involved, and they're hiring these hitmen, these MS-13. So it's quite a mix that we've got. We've got some of these people coming in from the Middle East that Soros is bringing in. Plus, we have the cartels that are trying to infiltrate with MS-13 that are probably being paid to come here and do political assassinations or whatever. So this is quite a situation we've got, and we need to help the government, help President Trump plug these holes. And we've got some big holes there, and we've got people down there that really understand the geography and where people are needed. So we're hoping we're going to get the word out here and get more Patriots down there to guard the border. And that's the biggest thing. When we've already got ISIS coming in last night, we've been waiting on this caravan to get here in 4 or 5 days or a week or whatever. But meantime, just last night, we had 100 ISIS terrorists trying to get in. And then he said a week ago, he picked up 12 terrorists trying to get in. So this is why it's so important and why President Trump is responding. This is not immigration. This is invasion. And this is people coming to invade our country. So this is a very important time and situation to think about. And yeah, there's a lot of things in the news, but that's what's happening here right now.
Thank you. Now, I want. Do what? Yes.
Sure. Yeah, and what's really scary is that they're also probably thinking of Portland and bringing them in from the north at the same time. So what we really need is across the country is for all the Patriots out there to really keep their eyes open for things that look strange. We know we've got these 69 terrorist camps across the country that Obama was flying in plane loads of terrorists every night on black planes, avoiding customs, giving them military uniforms. So we've really got a powder keg. We've got them coming in from the south, big time, these terrorists, and then we've got them up in Portland and up in the north, and and we've got these camps. So it's kind of like we just have to be really alert and prepared, and definitely stop these ones coming over the border. But keep an eye on everything everywhere, because it's not. I have a feeling that this is a multi-faceted attack.
Thank you. Now, I do believe we should also watch our northern borders, but I'm going to read part of this that was sent to me that kicked us loose. And by the way, it says that, and part of it says there's no way to confirm the rumors, as they have been confirmed. But here is the instructions we have. So we need actual observers in your state, which is New Mexico, tracking these areas. I just received this. These next few weeks, the U.S. Border Patrol must be very vigilant and on guard. The border should be reinforced, and the National Guard should be employed immediately. Well, President Trump is actually using one of Obama's executive orders to use the military. Then it says, my source is telling me that some within this advancing group are setting up sniper teams to attack Border Patrol agents and random persons. We are those random person folks. We are the boots on the ground, along with the persons along the southern border. There is no way to confirm these rumors, which we've already confirmed them. This is not a random march, but a very controlled march and heavily financed by American sources, which is Soros, the Clintons, the left wing. But it says the three soft spots mentioned are Santa Teresa, New Mexico, Columbus, New Mexico, Antelope Wells, New Mexico. These are remote areas, and they have been cased out these last few months. Now, folks, I've been on the border with border ops. We know it's down there. It's our territory. This is our state. However, we're trying to help with covering all the states on the border. Now, we don't just need troops. We need medical staff, because there are going to be injuries. Hopefully no deaths, but there are going to be injuries. We need medical staff. We need volunteers to come down. Nobody's getting paid for this. We do this because we are patriots. I had one woman call me, wanted to know if we could use women for cooking the meals of these men. These men are out there in a very dangerous situation. This is a declaration of war. They are trying to they're trying to keep the Democrats, as they are trying to keep from having this election on the 6th. They want to disrupt, destroy. That's their agenda. You've heard them say it yourself. It's Antifa. We also have a situation where Black Lives Matter says they're going to be active. They're getting ready to do some stuff here. We got to watch our towns and our cities, and we have to be able to defend our cities, but we still have to have the men, and we have plenty to, we're not going to leave any cities or any towns bare where they don't have anyone protect them. We have men, we have our groups in the areas, but we are asking for people to deploy down to Columbus, Ohio, or Columbus, I keep saying Ohio, Columbus, New Mexico. At Columbus, New Mexico, the Border Patrol is expecting us, but they have to report to General Jim Payton or General Terry Kelly, one of the two, because they have to, the Border Patrol want to know how many people and the vehicles are driving, so they know the vehicles, so that nobody gets arrested thinking they're doing anything illegal. They welcome our support. California, same way. The words that have come out from California Border Patrol and down here is come heavy, and they're not going to put restrictions on us. And like I said, I've worked Border Patrol for border ops for a long time, and I've been on the border. Our men have, and probably nobody has ever worked with Border Patrol has ever been told this before. They're not tying our hands. We're going to protect our people. Our job is basically as observers, to see if we can locate their weapon stashes, because they have stashed them, to locate what's going on. They picked the roughest part of the border of New Mexico to do this, but we've got a surprise for them. We're there. So what I'm asking you to do is, if you have any way to get down to the border, please do. Now, we do have a gentleman in Kentucky that is trying to get down here. He's a veteran. He called me. He doesn't drive. He's 70 years old, but he's a veteran. Well, there's always room where he can be used in a lot of things. Hell, I'm not old, I'm 69. Other members of our group, we're up in our years, but we're not beat up. We're not on canes. We're in pretty good shape, and we're ready to fight. Now, the gentleman that we need help on getting is in Kentucky, and let me find his number real quick. I'm going to give that number. If anybody is coming from Kentucky, headed this way, please call him and give him, give him a write down. His name is Brian Tucker. His phone number is 859-777-6767. The gentleman said he would pay for the gas. He needs somebody to get him down to Columbus, New Mexico. So if we have any groups coming down that way, please call Mr. Tucker. He's a true patriot, and he said he's going to do his job one way or the other. But his name again is Brian Tucker. He's in Kentucky, northern Kentucky. His phone number is 859-777-6767. Like I said, he said he would pay for the gas. So please, folks, if you have a way to help this gentleman, and maybe if you wanted to come and you didn't have the funds to come, there's your answer. But we need the boots on the ground, as many as possible. This is a large area to cover, very desolate, but very, very rough terrain. And we need to get them all the way across the state of New Mexico, because even around between Rodeo and Antelope Wells, that area through there is where a lot of them come through. It's an area that I have worked with the illegal immigrants that were coming across and the drug dealers. So that area through there. But we're got to concentrate mainly at this point until we know how many people we have. Santa Teresa, New Mexico, Columbus, New Mexico, and Antelope Wells, New Mexico. That whole area. And we're not talking about being in town. You're going to be out. You're going to be out in the wilderness. You're not. It's not about grabbing a microwave. You are going to be same as you'd be if you were deployed into a combat situation. This is a combat situation. Don't think for a second it isn't. This is something that we have to do as Americans, as patriots, and to keep our country safe. Now, from there, I'm going to turn this over to Patriot Cowgirl. She can she will give you the phone numbers and the contacts and what is going on and how to deal with this whole thing. Is Patriot Cowgirl there?
She's not in the room, Johnny, but one thing I would like to say to Pete is that hopefully we can get President Trump to at least get the Mexican government to get the women and children out of this this caravan, get them back on their way home. A lot of these kids could be getting child trafficked, as we all know. That's a big part of what they do down there, and to hopefully get them humanely handled and out of this this group, because this is not. This is not an immigration situation. This is an invasion combat situation, and I just hate to see these women and children get hurt. And hopefully, we can get the president to put some pressure on the Mexican government to at least get them out of the caravan, because if these are combatants coming for our border, there's a good chance they're gonna get shot, and we don't want to have women and kids in there. And we know that if anyone was sane, they would have gotten out of line and started heading back at this point. And the ones that are going to keep coming are going to be the combatants. And then they're going to try and use these women and kids as shields. So we'd like to see, hopefully, some progress to get them out of the group. And if the combatants want to come on, get some, because they're not gonna like what they find.
Thank you. I was in the other room reading that the instructions that we had and what the situation was. I didn't know that Flat Top and Jasper had made it in yet. So either Flat Top or Jasper, do you want to fill them in and give them the information, contact information, etc., please, since Patriot Cowgirl's not in the room? Flat Top, are you there? How about Jasper? You there?
I'm here, John. I'm actually in the process of packing, getting ready to deploy your way.
Okay, I wanted you and Jasper to fill in on your contact numbers, etc., and what to expect when they get down there, and fill them in on the reports on the. At the same time, fill them in on the reports on the border patrol, your contacts, because we did have a contact from them. They did contact Jim Payton, border patrol, the head honcho down there, and he can report to you what he was told. So go ahead, Jim.
Okay, I talked to the lead supervisor down there. They called me back. I talked to the sergeant first, and apparently it piqued the interest of this head supervisor. And she called me and just wanted to know what we were, who we are, so on and so forth, and what vehicles we'll be driving. And I told her, I said, they'll be reporting. When I report, I will give them a description of the vehicle, how many personnel, a license plate number, because if we don't have that and you're roaming around down there, you're going to get stopped. So everybody's going to meet. When they get to Columbus, all they got to do is give me a call, and then I'll come get them, tell them where to go. It's hot and cold. It's rough. It's rocky, sharp rocks, dangerous, with bad personnel that could be coming across. But the terrain itself is dangerous. You need to hydrate before you go out. You need to hydrate heavily. Drink a couple of bottles of water. I don't care if it hurts, hydrate. Because you might get stuck. Make sure you have water with you. And don't go out by yourself. You need a minimum of 2 people to go out. You need to make sure that you've got communications with you. You need to make sure that if you do go out someplace and you come back, you check in with me so I know that you're okay and back, and we don't have to send a team out looking for you. You're going to have to hold a lot of restraint. We're not there to kill anybody. The people that are coming here to legitimately make a new life for themselves, we're not concerned with those people. We will, though, detain them and hold them and turn them over to Border Patrol. The other people that we're interested in that will be armed, may be armed, they have a choice when they come across if we catch them. Either turn themselves over and drop their weapons or get buried where they stand. And that's a serious thing. No time are we to jeopardize civilians or non-combatants. We wait. We have time on our side. They're going to make a mistake. They're going to move away. And at that time, that's when you take them down. That's about all I got for you. Phone number. My phone number, area code 702-275-2712. I've had to recharge my phone twice today, and it's on its 3rd recharge. So many phone calls coming in. But those out there listening, we're out there to do a good thing, not a bad thing. People can get hurt, probably will get hurt, but that's the price we pay for freedom. And it's worth the price to have the freedoms that you have. The Democrats and Obama and Hillary want to turn this into a one world nation run by the UN, which is useless now. They've gone past their usefulness. They hate us anyway. And it's just ridiculous. And now Soros is in the United States. Why they haven't popped this guy and taken him into custody, I don't know. He's known as a war criminal. He's known to be financing terrorists. Why haven't they snagged this boy along with Hillary? That's about all I got to say.
Thank you, Jasper. Now, folks, that phone number he gave you, that is the contact number you're going to have when you get to Columbus, New Mexico, because he will meet with you. Now, we are asking for donations to help with gas and supplies. We are asking for medical personnel, because if someone gets hurt, we're going to need medical personnel. We do not want anybody to get hurt. That's the last thing in the world we want. But this is a war, one that I never thought that we'd ever be fighting on our own borders or our own land. But if we don't stop them, who will? If we don't stop them, what's your next day? Are you going to have a next day? Are they going to kill you? What are they going to do? This is the situation. And you got to think of it, because it's a real situation. This isn't the movies. This isn't playing some phony game on a computer. This is a real life situation. We are in the edge of war, and when they hit, if we're not able to turn them down, you're going to be fighting yourself. You're going to be fighting them, or you're going to end up in a worse situation than what you're in now. And it's a crying shame when America has to get to this point. But you know what? We have a president that is backing us. We have a president that has followed every promise he's made. The only one he hasn't been able to complete so far is the border wall, but he's working on it, being fought every step of the way. And this border wall, if this wall was up and hadn't been fought so hard by the Democrats, we would already have that wall, and this would not be happening. I have no problem with legal people coming across and doing legal paper. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with it when you come across that border. You're coming across that border to do harm to this country. You are breaking the law, but more than that, you are declaring a war against it. And we are going to be there to meet you. So be ready. We have some good men and women that have contacted us that are on the way. Our shows have gone viral, and so has our posts on the internet from coast to coast. And we have people coming in from all over the United States. And for one reason, because they believe in fighting for America. They believe in fighting for your rights, your civilians. You folks don't have any idea that these boys, and not boys, but men and women are out there putting their life on the line so you can keep your freedom here. That's what we've done. That's what being a patriot is about. That's what believing in the Constitution is about. If you don't want to lose your rights and your freedom, support what we're doing. I mean, think about it. If we weren't on that border and they just come straight across, what would you have? Nothing. Because you'd be out of home, your kids, it'd be a mess. Think about it. It's not a very good thought. If you didn't have men and women like us on that border, you would be losing your freedom. And it's time that people woke up to the fact. All right, so I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell it the way it is. Now, Flat Top, you got anything you want to say?
No, just that I'll be there along with Jasper, and we're going to work very diligently and doing some preliminary work, laying down some good relationships with the Border Patrol, and going out and looking over these areas to find out safe encampment places where there's some natural protection offered. But there again, we can't guarantee anything. So like we used to do in the military, got to leave somebody up at night. Watch your back. Don't ever think for a minute you're 100% safe when you're on a mission like this, because it's not.
Thank you. Because you two gentlemen and the others I know are going into a war zone. And I was going to go, but and I'm their commander, but they gave me a direct order to stay home. I guess they don't want my help. But anyway, it takes brave men to do what they're doing. We're not vigilantes. We're not a bunch of untrained cowboys out there to shoot them up and play cowboys and Indians. We are trained ex-military and veterans that know how, what, when, and where to do what we got to do. This isn't our first rodeo, but I didn't think it'd ever come to this. Not 50 years after I served first in the military. But I'll tell you this much. If you don't support these people, I'm questioning what kind of American you are. We need funds to help with gas, food, medical supplies, transportation. This is what we need. And the only ones that can help us are our listeners, the American people. And the one that can tell you how to make donations is Patriot Cowgirl. She's back in the room. Patriot Cowgirl, you want to fill them in, please? Patriot Cowgirl.
I'm having connection problems, Johnny.
Okay, I can hear you right now. Then I lost her.
I didn't.
Go ahead, try again, Patriot Cowgirl. Okay, folks, she's out in Oregon.
With a gentleman.
Okay,
We're
you
gonna
need to get to
power for her somewhere.
Yeah, Patriot Cowgirl, can you get to an area where you can be heard?
Around here, I'm trying.
Okay, I hear you great.
Okay, you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was just on the phone with a gentleman from Texas. He's going to get a hold of
Okay, we lost. She's gonna be in and out, folks, but we can bear
Jim's
with it.
laptop. He's going to be very helpful. Okay.
Go ahead, Patriot Cowgirl. Yeah, she's having trouble getting in and out. Hey, Patriot Cowgirl, let's do it the easy way. Call me on my house phone, and I'll put you on the speaker. Will that work?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're waiting for her to give me a call because this way she'll be able to respond and not have to worry. Go ahead. Thank you. Another thing people should do is start getting stocking up on supplies and stuff. But here's Patriot Cowgirl. Go ahead, Patriot Cowgirl. Now we can hear you.
Okay, what the problem here is, Johnny, is I didn't hear you, so I need to hear what I'm supposed to be saying.
Okay, they need to know. I'd like to know what happened on this call you just told me about, but also to give them the addresses and the way to make donations.
Okay, my call was from a gentleman in Texas. He's going to be getting hold of our two leads. He's going to try one. He doesn't get the other. He'll try them. So you guys be expecting that. Flat Top and Jim. He's going to be a big asset. He's got a lot of ideas. He knows what we need. He just came back from the hurricane. He's going to push for donations that we need. He's going to push for boots on the ground. Great asset. Now for the donations. The easiest way to do this, Johnny, is to have them call me. My phone number is 541-951-1256. Again, that's 541-951-1256. My name is Monica. That's just the easiest way, I believe, for them to get the donations out. And then I can coordinate them. I can keep my notes. I know what's going on.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Monica. Okay, Greg, did you want to say something more? Greg, did you want to say something more? I seen you flicker. Don't know where Greg's at. Okay.
Sorry about that, Johnny, but no, whoops, sorry, getting some feedback there. No, Johnny, I was just flickering, but you actually did what I was going to say, to have Monica reiterate the way to make donations, but you did that, so you caught up to me there.
Okay. Another way you can send money orders to the United Constitutional Patriots, Post Office Box 1334, Flora Vista, New Mexico, 87415. That's the United. Yes, ma'am.
When I have 10 minutes to myself, I'm going to set up a PayPal account, and I'm going to post that PayPal account, and I want all of my brothers and sisters in the United Constitutional Patriots to share it also, and get your friends to share it. Okay,
that's no problem. But again, that address is United Constitutional Patriots, Post Office Box 1334, Flora Vista, New Mexico, 87415. Now, what we do with these funds is, as soon as we get them and we have people that are trying to get somewhere, if they need help, we wire money to them immediately. Like I said, we had one gentleman got stranded. He was going to sell his camper trailer that he lives in to get 95 miles. So we wired the money to him so he can get to Columbus, Ohio. His name is David Miller, and he will be meeting up with Flat Top and General Payton. So,
hey, but we're going to be in Columbus, New Mexico, so he's going to be a far way away.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Columbus, New Mexico. I don't know why I keep saying that. Maybe it's because it's been a long night. I don't know. Phone's been going off since we posted about this situation. We do appreciate all of you that have responded, which has been hundreds of you. And the ones that are on their way, I want to say thank you to all of them too. I want to thank you, the listeners. But please share this, get this word out, and don't take this lightly. This is not a drill. It is happening. And if we don't stop them at the border, the military and the border patrol isn't able to stop them at the border, you folks are going to have a hand-to-hand combat on your hands, whether you've ever been in military or not. And this is what we don't want. We're here to protect you folks. That's why we do what we do. That's why we don't just, you guys are usually hear me when I'm talking about going to the hurricanes or tornadoes, helping people that way. This is a different story. We're also a combat unit, and we're ready to fight to defend your constitutional rights and keep you free, and they see to it that you don't have harm come to you. Show us, you know, your feelings by just making a small donation. You don't have to make a big donation. Hell, $10, you know, $1. It don't matter.
Water.
Yeah, food, water, blankets.
That's big right now. We need food, water, and gas cards. That's what we need right now, more than anything.
So, and this is what we're asking for. One of the places you can send gas cards and other cards you may want to general delivery, because he will be there to get them. General delivery, Columbus, Ohio, or Columbus, New Mexico, to General, well, or just Jim or James Payton, because that's where they're going to be needing it. They're going to need a lot of water. They have no water. They're going to be out there in the middle of nowhere, and all they're going to have are 60, 70-pound backpacks and sitting on that border and searching that border for people who want to do you harm. And there's going to be not just them, but a lot of men. So please, folks, help us out. You know, we're here for you. And we just want to keep America safe. Anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah, my name Peyton, not Payton.
Okay, that's Peyton. So, best thing I can say, folks, is I want to thank you for listening tonight. And as always, I'm sorry it's not a longer show, but we have a lot we're working on. We're very busy, but we wanted to get word to you what is going on. Chuck, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think it's pretty much been covered. I did just post a video that anybody watching our live stream can see on our thing there, that apparently the president himself is now on record as saying that there are in fact ISIS sleepers embedded in this immigrant caravan, and that is the reason why the military is being deployed to the border as we speak.
Okay, thank you. That's information that we need, and it can also confirms that this is no joke, folks. There's going to be lives lost, and you know, when people are giving their life for your freedom, you know, there's something wrong with that. Is people can't give back a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna, as always, I'm gonna have Chuck say a prayer for closing the show.
Johnny,
Yes, ma'am.
I have something I need to say. You
Okay.
heard me in my mouth.
Go ahead.
Okay, these guys don't only need food and water. They need other boots on the ground. They need guys to be there to back them up. They're going into a horribly dangerous situation, and it's not a game. We need all the boots we can get. We understand people want to protect their states also, because this is going to has a chance of coming up. We're not asking for everybody in the state to come. We're asking to send us a few men from each state. Give us some boots on the ground. Let these guys have some backup, please. I'm begging you guys. Get off the couch and let's get moving. Please. Okay, I'm done.
If someone would,
Okay.
come around to, and maybe have an extra vest or somewhat.
Yeah, if someone might have an extra body vest, as Colonel Benelli or Major Benelli said, if they can donate, because all of these Patriot groups are not outfitted to the best that they could be. But if somebody has extra vests, anything that can help these men and make their job easier, well, we can, I'm asking donate them too. That was a good idea, Major Benelli. Now, what I'm going to do again is I'm going to have Chuck close with closing prayer, and I'll close the show. So again, thank you, folks, and God bless you. Go ahead, Chuck.
All right, sir. Lord Jesus, we come before you right now, once again, to ask you, Lord, for your divine protection upon these great men and women who are going forth to our southern border to defend this great country of ours, defend our Constitution, defend our freedoms, and defend the American people. We ask you, Lord, to let your blood of protection be upon them, let your angels be encamped around about them, standing watch over them. We ask you, Lord, to let your blood of protection be upon our president, our vice president, their families, and all those working together with them to the betterment of our nation and the defeat of the deep state. We ask you, Lord, to be with the men and women on this staff as we work hard to make sure that we have the people at the border that we need down there and that we have them there quickly. We ask you, Lord, to be with our military forces, our military troops that are going in down there. We ask for your divine protection upon all of them and for your divine protection upon this country. We ask you now, Lord, to continue with us throughout this night and throughout the coming days. Continue to guide us, guard us, and direct us, and draw us ever closer to one another, ever closer to thee, for we do ask it in Jesus' holy name. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord.
Amen, and thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, we have these votes coming up. This is what this is about. They know they've already lost, so they're going to try to cause disruption in every way. Thank God we've got a president that we have. President Trump has done more probably than any president that I know of. And what I would like for you to do, folks, is keep him in your prayers. Keep the Patriots, the soldiers, the veterans, the first responders, and everybody that is trying to help make America greater. It's already great. You don't have to make it great. It's already great. That we need to make it greater by standing together. Vote in red on November 6th. Don't give these Democrats an inch to spare. We need the votes. Get out there and vote this year. This is the most important vote that you've ever made in history, because this is the vote that's going to make history. Now, for you mothers and fathers and that have children, watch your children. Keep an eye on them. There's so much stuff going out there, kids missing every day. Listen to them. If they're telling you something, don't push them away. Listen to what they say. Let them know you love them. Let them know you care. Let them know that you're there for them, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. And this is all I ask you, folks. And please give whatever you can to the Patriot groups, not just ours, but there's a lot of Patriot groups, but we need help. And we're asking you, the American people, for help to do what we have to do. God bless you all. God bless America. And God bless our president.
Okay, Johnny.
Yes.
I missed most of the show. I was on the phone, and then my phone wouldn't come in.
Oh, no.
We need to get that word.
We have one more situation before we go off, folks. I'm sorry. We have another group that is needing help really bad. Go ahead, Patriot Cowgirl, because you were supposed to be the one to speak on that.
Okay, they're called the Mountain Minutemen. You can find them at mountainminutemen.com. The gentleman's name is Robert Crooks. Let me find his phone number here on my messy desk. Oh, Lord help me.
Why she is looking.
I'm not this disorganized. I just don't like this. Oh, what did I hope I didn't throw it away? I think I might have.
Okay. Well.
Anyways, it's mountainminutemen.com. Go to the website. These guys are heading out in California. Very, very dangerous place on our border. They also need boots on the ground. If there's anybody in California, get a hold of Robert Crooks on mountainminutemen.com. All the information is on there, and I've also posted the information on United Constitutional Patriots Facebook page, and that's United Constitutional Patriots in all capitals. No lowercase letters at all. It's all capitals. Go to United Constitutional Patriots Facebook page. You'll find all the information that you need. You'll find who to get a hold of if you want to deploy. You'll find who to get a hold of if you want to donate. You'll find the Mountain Minutemen information on there too. Come on, guys. Let's get these guys some help also.
Okay, and his phone number is 805-450-2788. 805-450-2788. They call him Little Dog, and he will. He's leaving at midnight tonight to be on the border in the morning.
I just found his number too, Johnny. Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. So, folks, again, I want to thank you for being here and listening to us, and I pray you will help us. God bless you. God bless America, and good night.
Thanks for joining us on the Constitutional Patriots Radio Show tonight. Our next show will be on Monday at 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Pacific. So we hope to see you guys there. Be there to hear our show. And God bless all the Patriots in America. And good night.